One thing in the Pokemon community that people kind of put together when they're totally two separate things is somebody's credibility and somebody's skill. So how somebody plays, how well they are, how good they are, things like that. What credibility actually is a quality of a person, of how well we trust them and how well we believe them. It's how we see that person. Do we like them a lot? Do we think like they're a great person? Will we believe whatever they say? Things like that. And your skill, obviously, is just how well you perform and everything we'll believe in. Yes, at times, we can put together the two. Say that one person that would always win like national tournaments, regionals, things like that, any tournament, any battle they play in, we'll obviously believe and kind of trust some of the things they say on what a Pokemon's build's going to be, how you should run this, how you should run that. But a lot of times we might just cross over the two just because in a negative way. Yes, we might not like that person in general for maybe something they've done that's outside of the Pokemon community or that has nothing to do with actual battling, and we'll just totally just take them the wrong way. We might not even like somebody because of one thing they did outside of a certain battle. They didn't like somebody, but when they say, oh, why are you guys, you should do this, you should do that, we'll automatically not even trust them because we just automatically saw what they did in the past, and their past affected how we see them. It's just all about our perspective on how we see a person. And that's where I want to kind of draw a line here saying, well, I want to just look at all the facts, and we'll look at like everybody's, like, I would say data. I want to see how we just feel about that person. Yes, I might not like that person personally, but if I see that he's been winning tournaments and he plays Pokemon very well, if I actually see him play Pokemon very well, well, then I kind of want to just ditch both those personality issues that he might have, how he acts and how he talks to people, and I'll just look at how he battles, and I'll say, well, he actually does this right, he does this right, and so we can kind of, gather, okay, he is a better skill player, but at heart, he's just a bad person. So we might have to, go with it like that. Now, on the opposite end of that, just because we like somebody doesn't mean they're the greatest battler of all time. They're great, they'll win this, whatever they play, they'll win this and this and this. I kind of want to mention PokeTubers. I'm not going to name any names, but there are the PokeTubers I've seen that enter some of the tournaments, maybe go to regionals that maybe I won't know, but most of the battles that they do, just they do have a good following. A lot of people like them, and when they see them win, it's like it is the greatest thing. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, I knew he was going to win. He's the best. This is why I watch him. This is why, he's really good at what he does. But we don't know what happens, like, say, off camera. Who knows if he did best 2 or 3 battle, but he lost that best 2 or 3, but he uploaded that win. I've seen that before. Again, not going to name any names. I've uploaded before times where I've lost or should win, and maybe my credibility might have dropped because maybe you could argue I upload more wins than losses. Who knows? But again, we need to take all that aside. Just because of somebody being really entertaining, they have a genuine good personality. We like how they talk to us. We like how they think. They do have good ideas, but that doesn't determine their skill level. I've seen people that only just, like, say, upload to, like, just Pokemon all the time. They battle. They do very well. But when I ask, hey, what kind of tournaments you been to? Or, how do you prepare for a battle? How do you do this, this, and this? And they just give me, well, never really actually been in a tournament. I attended one. I didn't really enter it. And I don't know. I just just battle off the top of my head. Well, that doesn't tell me anything about their skill. Yeah, people do like you. You have a good following. But what does that really equate to anything? What does that mean, like, on how you play Pokemon? Does that just say, what does that say for yourself? What are you going to do? Somebody's experience and how long they've been playing the game can kind of counteract their credibility too, because yes, maybe that person, they've been playing since Gen 3 competitively. Maybe they did win a tournament back in Gen 3 or 4, but they failed to win anything else in Gen 6 and like ORAS anytime then. So we could see, yeah, maybe back then I could have trusted you. I could have believed whatever you would say. But maybe right now I might have to really think about it because, well, what have you done recently in the game we're in now, the meta we're in now, the tournaments that are being played now, the Pokemon that are out there now? Because obviously the game changes. And so you as a player, you have to adapt to whatever you're doing. If you fail to do that, then you will lose all your credibility, whether or not you're a good person or not, whether or not you're entertaining or not. If you don't know what you're doing at all, that it goes like that. So it does go without saying, if somebody, yes, they are really likable, and if they are both likable, they're really entertaining, they do actually go to those tournaments and win, we can really believe 100% what they'll say, or at least we'll take into account. We don't got to blindly follow them. We kind of have to go to ourselves and create our own opinions and think about, well, okay, I see this guy. He's a national champion. He's been to Worlds for years. He's done this. He's done that. He's won tournaments. He wins most of the battles he'll play in. He gives us good insight when he really talks about his battles. Okay, that person's credibility through the roof. We like them. Awesome. Okay, get that out of the way. Now, I want to kind of throw Showdown and actual Pokemon into this because both of those games kind of, I guess Showdown's its own game. It's the same game, but you know what I mean. Now, I wanted to talk about that because people are also totally putting the two together. Just because someone, say, in like this tier, say the UU tier is like in the high like bracket of the U tier, in charge of some of the bands, he's automatically, if he goes into a UU battle in the actual like Pokemon game, that's going to make him automatically the best. Yeah, it makes him good, maybe he has a good understanding, but again, they're two different entities. One game has a different RNG system. One game has a different system. One game trains differently. One game plays differently. It's all different. Just because someone's good at one thing doesn't mean they're the best at this. Say the one person that is extremely entertaining, extremely high up in whatever tier they're in, Ubers, OU, probably won some OU tournaments on Showdown, like online, because online tournaments, yes, they do count. I can count online tournaments that are from the actual game. But then if they go to a VGC regional, how well can we trust what they're going to say? Maybe it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, I'm number one OU. I'm going to tell you guys how to play VGC. It's like, well, okay, I'll listen, but I don't know if I'm going to really, hope, think you're right. I'll hope you're right and hope maybe you'll have some good things to say, but you don't have 100% credibility as someone who's a VGC veteran talking about VGC. Vice versa, someone who's been to all these VGC regionals and played like maybe the ORAS, did the singles tournament, they can automatically go into, well, I'm going to talk to you guys today about Ubers and here's a guide. Okay, well, again, it's like you can't really play tournament like Ubers tournaments in the actual ORAS game. You can only do that on Showdown, so how can I really trust you there? So you can see these two different things. They kind of go hand in hand, but they also just separate apart. Again, it's mostly about just whatever you think it is. But just try not to blindly follow what people might do and just try to always just really, really think about this. A lot of people will defend people over the fact that, well, this guy, he's always been up at the top of this, Showdown thing. I'm just going to trust whatever he says in the actual game, even though they're the same thing. Even though personally for me, I think they're kind of different. Now, someone's credibility can either drop really hard, depending on how we'll see that person, and it could go up slightly. I think it's easier to lose your trust in people than to gain. That's a lesson of life. That is the one thing we always take into consideration, all of life, that for as long as you've been around, we could totally distrust a person, hate that person, not even want to speak to them, and for us to gain that trust back, it is very hard. It is easy to kind of get it and keep it if you kind of get that first impression on someone. If you see that one person that like started that YouTube channel, they won a few battles and they actually entered a tournament or they won that tournament, or say they won a VGC tournament, like very first like tournament they ever been to, they won it, and they're like, I want to start a YouTube channel. People are like, okay, I'll subscribe because I want to learn from you. It can go like that. Now say we have somebody who has started YouTube and yeah, they upload a few good battles, but then they lose that one tournament. Then they're like, oh, I guess he wasn't as good as we thought he was. I'm just going to unsubscribe to this channel, and I'm not going to completely trust whatever he says. I heard he, talk crap about that one person at the tournament. He talks bad about everybody. He has a crap personality. Then it's going to be kind of hard for you to be like, wait, I didn't mean it, or, you guys didn't see me playing my best. I really, that wasn't the actual, that's how not our play. You never really 100% know. It's kind of crazy how we can just automatically turn on somebody. But that is one thing to say. It's like, yeah, what if that one person, yeah, he lost the tournament. What if he actually made it to the finals and it was a close match? He maybe wasn't playing his best. He wasn't actually ready. Who knows? What if he lost that tournament, but he wins like the next two? I mentioned tournaments here because I think winning a tournament actually gives you a lot of credibility, because that winning something as high as like a regional tournament or a big tournament or a lot of battles, that is only for sure way to know how good somebody is. Yeah, you can win a few battles on BattleSpot. You can have a high rating on BattleSpot. That's cool. But if you actually go out and win those tournaments against a field of other competitors trying to win, that's really what's going to get me to like you. If you actually go out and win the major events and get all these accomplishments, and if you do it for as long as other people have and you've been there forever, and still, again, it's hard to just kind of get back to where you are. What if you, for one gen, say in Gen 5, you won like Worlds? Okay, that'd be great. It's like you say you win Worlds in like Gen 5, awesome. But what if you're completely cocky in like Gen 6, you can't even win a regional? Again, you're going to lose all your credibility. But what if you kind of come back, you're like, well, okay, then I'm just going to change my attitude. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play differently. I'm going to have a new team. People be like, oh, he won, okay, but I still don't like him because, he was a jerk to this guy and I like that guy. Again, we just go back and forth. So a lot of people, they will kind of just start these, hate wars and witch hunts on just one person depending on how they go. Now, that might be going off topic, but again, the credibility is somebody of just that quality of a person, how much we trust them. Going back to that, we will trust that one person. And we're always watching people and what they say or do. If we hear a rumor at one regional of that one person we really loved, he's won all these tournaments, but he actually lost in the finals, and he just started like shit talking everybody. He said people are cheating. He accused everybody of doing this, doing that, and then everything. It just then becomes a whole new thing. Like, okay, well, he messed up. How's he? How can he save himself? And then how's he going to explain himself after this? There's a lot of things to it. But again, I really think we shouldn't be so harsh on people. We should be overall nicer as a community, not really take everything to heart unless it gets, I guess, on a personal level or it goes too far, anything like that. But I feel like if you're good at the game, that shouldn't go unnoticed. If you can be that crap person no one likes, but you actually do go out and beat whoever you can, you do have a good chip on your shoulder. There is good confidence and bad confidence, but if you do have that bad confidence and you know you're going to win, you actually do win, well, that should go unnoticed, and that is your skill, that you are good. Again, as I mentioned before, if you are just a good person, a nice person, a great personality, you like watching that person talk, but if they suck at the game, you have to notice that. It's like, well, I like the way he battles, I like the kind of face he puts on, the way he talks to us, but I just don't see him winning this game, and he hasn't won a game in forever, he can't win a regional. I gotta just at least think of it like that. So both these things go hand in hand, they're together, but more or less they're pretty spread out, they're separate. Just all think about it yourselves. Thank you guys for watching. I try to keep up on doing these a few times a week or anything like that. Hope you guys watch these. I know it's not a particular battle, but it goes a little, without being said, on battling. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.